Hello. I just did one of these yesterday and I hooked my mic up all kinds of stupid. I've already done my checks on the vehicle. It's time to start my day. Just trying to think, am I forgetting anything? And I don't think I am. Paperwork is done. Trip is set. And here we go. Start of my day. I am testing my mic again. I'm just looking at the setup. Not something I'm going to do on a regular, but I forget how to use a lot of the features on my camera if they're not used, and I'm gonna have to refresh with some tutorials just to keep the knowledge alive. But I figured just from yesterday to today, what can I get right? Again, I've done more than one or two of these 360 videos. I've done more than one or two of them here in this truck. I don't really put them out because when I look at them, I'm like, okay, whatever. And it turns out it does take a considerable amount of time to process the videos and to do anything with them. I mean, to that end, my laptop, which is a pretty high-speed laptop, has been processing yesterday's 360 video. I think it took it over 2 hours to process an hour's worth of video. It took it about 2.5 hours to actually do the processing of the video as a 360 video. If it was just a regular video, it wouldn't have taken not even maybe a third of the time. But 360 videos are like so many videos in one, not just the front, not just the back, but the sides, stitching them all together, putting the data in so that they can be processed by a CPU or GPU, or maybe a little of both. None of that is quick and or simple. One thing I do like about Albuquerque traffic, at least in the streets that I have to cross to get to the interstate, they seem to be rather polite. They're more polite on the interstate. They will let me in. They see my truck and they're like, they'll slow down, and very polite on the interstate. Getting to the interstate a little less so. Like right here, they don't slow down. They're like, we got place to go. And all you gotta do is take your foot off the gas and I'll be fine. And this intersection right here is the most difficult at this time of day because the car is going across my front. It's supposed to be 2-lane, but they've been doing construction here like forever. And once they made it 1 lane, I guess the 1 lane says, I'm not gonna let him in, even though there's a stoplight that we're gonna come up on, and it backs up rather far. So letting me in doesn't really change your day, but yet they don't let you in. I got in now. I'm pretty lucky because, of course, now we're coming up on rush hour. It's 3:40. And see, when you come around here, you see this line right here, which is almost always here, because when the light turns green, it doesn't stay green for very long. Like it's green right now, and you see where the line is. I doubt I'll make it to the front of the line, but yet they still feel if they let my truck in, they're losing something. No, you're not losing anything. You're gonna get stopped by the light anyway. Now, once they're done with the construction, it will alleviate a lot of this, but not all of it. But this is about the worst spot right here as far as getting on the freeway. Oh, if you're asking, why is he doing this? I'm doing this to test the mic. I'm going to try and keep it short, maybe about a mile or two, and then I'll shut it off because I'm testing the mic right here, of course you can see it. Because yesterday, the video I did where I talked for almost an hour, it wasn't using the mic, it was actually using the mic on the camera. And amazingly enough, it sounded bad, but it sounded better than I thought. I'm in a semi-truck. I wouldn't say it's a noisy semi-truck, but it is a semi-truck. But I remember this mic has really good noise canceling, so it should sound even better, but it wasn't plugged into the pickup on the camera. Because like just me looking at it like right now, I can see that the receiver is receiving, but the problem is it wasn't going into the camera because there's two separate devices. So it's like you got the mic, the sender, the receiver, the actual camera, and then the mounting arm. But of course, nothing can really go wrong with the mounting arm. It's a great arm. I got it all from Insta. So it's an Insta360 X4, the Rode wireless go-to mic. Of course, DJI came out with theirs after I got mine. I'm not a professional, so this is just fine. And the price is comparable. They're all pretty close to the same. And if I did walk and talks, interviews, or anything like that often, I might have looked more closely into the DJI. But Rode has been in the business for a very long time. A lot of the podcasters use Rode mics. Interviewers use Rode shotgun mics. So they've been in the industry longer than DJI. DJI is on their very first generation wireless mics. No, I think they're up to their second now. They've made improvements. And that's not to say that they can't be good. It's just to say that, you know what, you can't go wrong with a Rode. There are other cheaper wireless mics on the market. I didn't really feel like the hassle. I got the Rode. It's kind of funny because I got the mics because somebody I knew wanted to do stuff like this, and they kept asking me for my advice, and I'm like, I tend to give advice and opinions on things that I don't actually have, but I know a little bit about, and I feel a little uncomfortable doing that. So, since I like gadgets, I watched a couple of tutorials. I got hooked. The blinky lights did it. And I got my wireless mic. And then I thought, well, I got to cut corners somewhere because it's not cheap. So I got one mic, one receiver. The typical way to do it is you buy a pair of mics, two mics, because the receiver can take two signals. And you can do great things with those two signals. But you don't have to use them both. And so I didn't get the second one. And lo and behold, I came into a situation where more often than not, when I use these, like if I go to an event and I want to talk to a pilot about his plane, I can get a mic. It's not really a mic, it's just a stick that you can clip this onto and put a windsock on it, and you can stand there like News Channel 3 and do an interview. And you could do that with one mic. But I said, you know what? Wouldn't this be so much easier if I could clip on a mic and then maybe put the other one on the stick and hand it to the person so they could talk about this, or attach the second mic to them. That way they don't have to stay focused. The noise canceling will still grab them. It will input into whatever device. I can mix and match the channel. So many things you can do that I'm not really a professional, but even a non-professional will play around with. And we're only gonna go a little bit further here. The test, this should be good enough. And yeah, and I know the windshield is filthy dirty. Yeah. I usually there's a truck stop a few miles and I wipe the windows down. By the time I get down to El Paso, they're gonna be, it's summer. There are bugs. So try not to throw up. I didn't feel like doing it last night coming in because I was tired. But like I said, it's a good mic, works well. And a lot of the people, creators I watch on YouTube already have this. They have this or the DJI mics. Not many of them have the Insta for their cameras when they're out vlogging and stuff. And I never really understood it. Well, I understand it, but I don't, because I like the 360. I mean, it might take a long time to process, but it is fun to play with, and you don't have to keep it as 360. You can frame it as a regular camera, but then I can pan it around as though there's somebody holding a camera, and I can do it all after the fact. You know, once you have all the data, then you can turn around and pick and choose what data is shown, then process that out as a single video. And it's just the capabilities are just, I don't understand why more of them don't use it, but I guess it's cute to have the little gimbal selfie stick. Whatever. I guess I'd know better if I did vlogging like that, which I don't. So anyway, I'm going to stop right about here, because this is as good a place as any. After this point, it gets really boring, as if I posted my other video, you saw it's just wide open nothing for the next 3 hours after I get out of Albuquerque. But as you see, the traffic, and it's always the other side, the northbound. I'm southbound. The northbound side, right around here, they love having accidents on this little stretch. From that hospital on down to here, it's like they live for the accidents. And as you see, they're getting a little backed up. But usually going out, it rarely gets any more congested than this. And I'm the slowest one because I'm actually following the speed limit. It's 55 miles an hour. And I'm driving 55 miles an hour. And you see I'm the slowest damn thing on the road because I'm doing the speed limit. Most I'll bump it up to is like 57. I might bump it up to that if I'm feeling adventurous. Because tickets for a truck driver mean a lot more than tickets in a car. And the police know that. So I ain't messing around. Kind of bums me out when other semi-trucks are hauling butt too. And I'm like, dude, you too? I feel so betrayed. And then you get up here a little further and it switches to 65, and that's where I'm going to probably cut it out. But it's going to switch to 65, and even then I'm going to get steamrolled by grandma in a Fiat. I mean, just in a smart car. And from time to time I get to, here we go, 65 miles an hour. I'll get the finger, which is usually why I don't pay attention, and I just keep my eyes on the road. Because if I look around, I'm going to see the angry faces of, "Arr!" And of course they'll say, why are you going straight down the road? Well, the reason why I'm going straight down the road, you geniuses, that right lane is a mandatory exit. And if I go over there in congested traffic, they have a tendency not to let you back over. So especially when the traffic isn't that heavy, I just sit right here in the middle lane. The police aren't going to say anything because they know it too. That right lane is a mandatory exit lane further down the road, and they already know. So I just sit here. And since I am doing 65, I'm not impeding traffic. Traffic is moving too damn fast. Everybody else should just get a ticket. So, for those of you who care, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. Oh, and for those of you who didn't figure it out, this was a 360 video. If you move your phone around or put your finger on the screen and pull left or right, you can actually see the circumference of the cameras. You can see my ceiling, you can see my messy bed, you can see my dirty floor. Why you want to see that, I don't know, but you know, why am I showing it? Just to get the practice and doing a 360 video. If I want to do 1 or 2 more videos with my trike, pulling in on my trike and riding around. If I ever get anything to really see. Off-road vehicles is really good for that. Dirt bikes, race cars, because that's what they do in NASCAR. I don't know. Anything that comes to mind. Travel videos, I guess. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to get to work. Like, I wasn't already there. How you end these things? Bye.